everyone. Today we have Pam Benson from Shamir speaking on presenting premium products. Please hold your questions until the end, and Pam will be happy to answer them for you after the presentation. And thank you, and we'll get started. All right, Pam, your screen should be up now.
Can everybody see my screen?
Yep, there we go. It's coming up.
Okay. All right. All right, well, let's get started. There's a series of presentations that I've put together called the Right Fit series, and it's really about the right fit for your practice, making your practice the most effective that it can be, dispensing techniques and technology. So with today, we're going to be talking about selling premium products and offering premium products, essentially branding your practice. When we look at presenting premium products, it really is aligning ourselves with some branded products that make us different from a commodity product. If you're not offering any particular, if you don't align yourself, so to speak, with branded products, you're just kind of offering everything under the sun, and you don't actually become expert in your product, knowledge. It's much easier to learn about two products in the ins and outs than it is about the many other hundreds that we have available. Zig Ziglar is a motivational speaker, and he is very astute, and I love a lot of his comments that he makes. He says the way you see them, patients and customers, is the way you treat them, and the way you treat them is the way they often become. I really like that statement because if we assume people are not going to want premium products, or that we shouldn't offer them premium products, they won't expect premium products from us. Our goal and our responsibility to the consumer coming into our practices is to make them educated in what's available and let them select the price range they want to be in. When I talk about dispensing premium products, it really means that we're going to have a solid bottom line in the practice, because the basic philosophy of any business is an exchange of value. And premium products are going to establish value in the mind of the patient or the consumer. So it's important for us to realize that those two things truly do go hand in hand. They don't come to the independent eye care professional for commodity products. Consumers question price when they don't understand value, and that's a very important perception to understand. I'd like to just kind of make a review of some of the eyewear markets, and these are just some tidbits that I've picked up over the years. I try and keep them updated as much as possible, but the eyewear market currently from 2010 to 2009, there were less pairs of glasses sold in 2010. We are seeing that starting to come on the upswing again. The numbers for 2011 are coming out, and it actually looks that it's picking up just a little bit. It's important to understand the repurchase cycle of the eyewear market. The age of 18 to 35 is 2.7 years, and 36 and above is 2.2 years. A lot of this is because of insurance. It's insurance driven. So we need to make the best of the market that we have coming into our offices at this time. This is a little older slide, but I just want to kind of show you the average frame price in 2007 was $118, and the average lens price was $102. Now, understanding people come into us for vision, so the lenses should actually be moving up. What we did see was, if you break out the independents, chains, merchandisers, the independents are a little lower than the chains. The chain stores focus on selling and upselling. Mass merchandisers, that's your big box stores, they're focused just on, getting people in the door. They are not looking at longevity or recidivism on the patient coming back in. If that one-time for the moment sale. The upward trends in 2009, 2009 they started going up, and we saw a little bit of a decrease then in 2010, but things are moving back up again. So that information takes a long time to compile, but it just kind of gives us an idea of where we are in the market. And I will tell you, based on consumer price indexes, the eye care industry of all the medical professions has the lowest growth rate. We barely sustain the cost of living increase. When you look at your medical institutions, their increases go up like 250%. Ours barely goes along the lines of the cost of living index. So we have to understand the value of our products. And in doing that, the premium product dispensing becomes very, very important to our practices. The basic premise for all premium products is educating that patient or customer that comes in your doors, because you're going to be able to provide them with proven branded products. And brands actually connect you to that patient and that consumer, because you then become not just another location or not just another stop in the road. If you're providing honest statements of value to your patients and your products and services, you will see that loyalty be maintained. And that's critical. Prescribing premium products is really, it's a philosophy, and it's a communication that clearly establishes the value that you place on your patients and your practice. As an expert, we are obligated to prescribe the very best products we can to meet their needs. It's important that we realize that. They can start saying, well, that might be a little too far out of my budget, but if we do not offer that up front, then we are remiss in what we're talking and how we're dealing with that patient. When you establish a product list, and I believe that this is very, very important, you have to take a look at who you want to align yourself with. Currently, there's over 700 designs in Progressive. That's those back side and front side, or both sides, or whatever. So if you're not aligning yourself, it's a very confusing road to travel. Using branded products makes us different than the commodity stores, and it establishes our credibility and quality. And I will tell you, from a lab perspective, the people who don't fit everything under the sun, that align themselves with two branded products, have fewer redos, because they become an expert in what they're using. And when I say branded, there are most of the quality brand, premium brand products have a lifestyle line that's going to fit pretty much everybody's needs. I like to have two brands. I think it's just smart to have that. I also believe that when you're presenting premium products, that you need to bundle your pricing. And I was not a huge fan of this before when you talk about package pricing, but bundling pricing is simply a simplified statement of the cost. You want to include AR. You want to include maybe some with transitions in AR, according to lens, style, and material. When you're building your positions, you want to build from best, better, and good. It's really easy to say good, better, best, but I always start at the top and work to the middle. And then if they need that more price-conscious package, I'm going to look at that with them. You also can list the features and benefits when you're doing this bundled style of pricing, because that lets them know exactly what they're getting. And there are many ways that you can do it to present it. But the advantages when you're doing the bundled pricing is that it truly streamlines your dispensing. You're going to spend less time justifying your costs, because you're reducing that cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching feeling. It's like going to the grocery store and every time they scan one of my items, I'm thinking, did I really need that? Did I really need that? So the discussion really focuses on the features of the product and less about justifying what you're charging for that product. Also, if you have a bundled pricing within a dispensary, it creates more consistency. And if you have more than one person dispensing in an office, the advantage of this means that they're all going to be talking pretty much in the same language. They're not going to sound like robots, but the patients or customers are going to hear the same thing. The biggest problem that I see when I'm sitting in a waiting room is if you hear one dispenser doing one product, another dispenser doing another product, and another dispenser doing another product, there is not that consistency and nobody's being connected, and it starts raising doubt in that consumer's mind. When you also do the bundle pricing, you're going to see an increase in premium product percentages. You will actually see your percentages go up. It also decreases free care. People, and when I say free care, people either coming back and they're not sure if they like these classes, they don't think these classes are working, they don't like this, and they don't like that. The reason I say that is because once you do this simplified presentation, they're going to remember what they purchased, they're going to understand what they purchased, and they're going to feel more comfortable. Typically when somebody comes back because they're either not happy or not sure of what they got, the last thing they remember you adding on, AR or transition, is going to be the thing they question most. So it's just keeping a consistent message, and it gives them a sense of certainty once they've left. If you give them too many choices and you don't streamline your dispensing, these people sometimes leave and they forget what they've purchased. You know, in 5 to 7 days or 2 weeks when they come back to pick up their lenses, they're thinking, did I really get that? So it's important to make sure that we streamline the presentation, first of all, of the lenses. When I talked to you a little bit earlier about the two branded products, I have a rule of two. And my rule of two is very simple, and it goes, actually, I thought of this when I was getting my eyes examined. When you're in the refraction room and the doctor's asking you which is better, 1 or 2, or A or B, however it's phrased, if the choices that you had were 1, 2, 3, or 4, how long do you think the eye exam would take? And there are many times with 1 or 2 when I'm saying, can you go back to the first one? Can you go back to that first one again? But we're minimizing that collage of choices that they have, and we're having them make one choice of 2 at a time. They feel more confident in what they're choosing, and they remember the specifics of why they're choosing what they're choosing. It also works very well with frames, by the way. I don't like them to bring down, 10 or 15 frames, because who remembers after trying on 5 frames what the first one looks like? When you look at pricing a la carte or just, your add-on, prices are going to vary by vendor, and typically, well, a lot of places now have pretty standard pricing, but they're going to vary according to lens style, material, features. So it's not a one-size-fits-all. Transition pricing is going to range $40 to $100 from your cost. So if you know your branded products that you're going to be presenting, it's going to make it a lot easier. Again, you're not going to spend time justifying the cost. You're going to be reviewing the features and benefits of the product that you work. Oops, went the wrong way. Sorry. This is just something that I had designed, and one of the things that I will tell you that has worked for me, I always give suggested power ranges, and I start with like a high index product, and I have different progressive, no lines, direct surface, and technology one. These are just simplified ways to present products for you. Something I will tell you that works really well on a visual scale, when you have your best product, say your platinum, when you move to your gold column, I would lower it just a little bit, have it start at a lower level so it kind of stair steps down, because visually you can see it has less benefits. So this is a real simplified version, that people can use, but this is what you want to create to help the decision-making process with that consumer. Verbiage in presenting products is very, very important. And I say this in the premium products because I say the performance is guaranteed. The doctor has prescribed, not the doctor's recommended, but the doctor's prescribed. our best visual solution for your needs is. This is your custom eyewear selection. And that verbiage is very, very simple. It's very straightforward. But you notice it's very confident, it's very precise, and it puts you in the expert seat that you truly belong. I avoid words like warranty because then it brings up, well, these aren't going to last. Scratching or would you like. When I'm presenting, I don't say would you like something, let's say transitions, because the first question out of their mouth is what? How much is it? Excuse me. How much is it? Once you get them to say, that's the first question out of their mouth, it goes back to justifying the cost. So it's really important to kind of move that to the side and say these have been, the performance on these lenses is we guarantee your satisfaction. Because you do, essentially. Once you've told them the features and benefits and they've been allowed to make a choice that's best for them, you're going to have a much more successful satisfaction rate than you would before. It's also important as we look and are presenting our premium products to look for the opportunity. I think we all remember when small B measurement frames came into being, and it was typical to have some problems with people with a 250 or more because they lost their intermediate. So at first, I was trying to say, well, maybe we should go to a larger frame. But then I got to investigating, and I did more of the lifestyle dispensing of premium products, and I looked at them and I would say, you know what, this is a great everyday pair. Now let's talk about what you need for your office or what you need for your work. The other untapped market is sunglasses. It's huge. It's a huge door opener for us. It's an easy transition for people to get into, and it gives them the wow factor. The most common word-of-mouth referral comes from sunglasses, and that's typically because people step outside the box a little bit with their sunwear, either sports or dress. So it's really important to make sure that we kind of connect with that market. The sales from some of the, let's say, the outlets that we've got in the malls that are specifically geared to sunwear is much higher than the private ECP. And the reason is because we have the same products available to us, but we usually don't offer them. But they see them in the mall, or they see them on vacation, or they're getting ready to go on vacation, and it's simply that it's not being presented. So we want to keep that market within our doors. We want to be able to keep the patients we have and do more with them. Independents lost about $45 billion in revenues to chains in the last 4 years. So it is important for us to keep those patients. It's not that they're not buying the eyewear. It's that we're not capturing the market. We're not presenting in a style that is making them understand the value. Patients walk and go somewhere else because of a lack of communication, ineffective handoff, and lack of product knowledge. And if you don't align yourself with a couple of branded premium products, it's hard to have that product knowledge and feel confident in what you're presenting to that consumer. So it's really important for us to make sure that we understand what we have and that we're actually talking to them about what they need. That it's just critical to have that. I have some little role playing. These I won't have time to go through them all, but when you're talking about a patient, a 45-year-old female insurance claim processor, and she has hobbies of tennis and quilting, typically what happens is she'll get a pair of progressive lenses and be on her way. She might have transition. She'll probably have AR, but what have we lost along the way is a pair of office lenses and a pair of sporting lenses. The office lenses will not only benefit her at work, but it will also benefit her in her quilting because she's going to have that extended range, that near range. She's not going to be lifting her head or tilting back to get that sweet zone in place. So when you look at these things, it's important as you're listening to what that patient is, what they do, and what their work is, their hobbies, to really sit and role play in your mind about what do they really need, what else can I give them that will actually improve and enhance their daily life. A 38-year-old male engineer hiking or biking and rock climbing, he's going to be a great one for a wrap somewhere sports blend. Depending on, if he's ready to go into a progressive or not, it might be time for this particular person, if they're not ready for progressives, to look at some type of a lens like a relaxed lens that has just a minimal bump, because obviously he's using a lot of intermediate near work. So don't discount just the one pair sale. Talk to them about really what they need. If they have hobbies like tennis, biking, they invest in what they use for their hobbies. And the sunwear or your vision wear really is an enhancement for that. This is just another, continuation. But if you see when you do these things and when you're doing new trainings, or if you want to just do refreshers, just create patience. Give them a job and give them some hobbies, and then sit down and actually role play with the other members of your group to see how you can most benefit that particular patient. I do like scripting to a certain extent. You can always make it your own, but it's really important to develop precision wording. Do we all know the benefit of what an eye health exam is, and how do we state it? When somebody calls in, for instance, just for an eye, how much is your eye exam, do we understand the value of the products that we're presenting? So it works the same way with premium lenses. Do you understand the value of your lenses? Do you feel comfortable in how they're being presented? The bundled pricing will go a long way to create that self-scripting that you're going to need in the dispensary, and it's going to create that credibility and that continuity that your patients are going to hear when they're sitting in the waiting room. It also will remind you, when you have the bundled pricing, to cover all the information, because that bundled pricing puts it all right down there on the sheet. And if you're doing bundled pricing and scripting along these ways, it creates consistency to other members, other department members. So everybody really truly has the same information available to them. It's important when you set these bundled pricings or scripting up that you review the information as a group and share it with, review the information with individuals. Everybody should make it their own. You can change a word here, but it's the information that remains the same. You can use this in all areas of the office. It is your attitude, not your aptitude, that determines the altitude with which you go. That's my final little passing of the baton to you guys, because it really truly is. It's the attitude and your curiosity and your passion for what you do and what you present, and understanding the value of the premium product, because truly we are blessed to be in an industry where we enhance people's daily lives. And if we go in there with that as our mission statement, our obligation then is to educate them with the best knowledge that we can. Does anybody have any questions for me? Mandy?
Questions? I guess not. Okay, well, thank you so much for the great info on how to package and present the premium products to patients. We'll go ahead and put this on our YouTube channel so accounts can view it at a later date as well. And then I think we should be